Chaz Billingsworth here with a new edition of Palm Beach Today. Today we're going to talk about fashion, how to stand out and make a statement in this community. First, it's all about utility, comfort, and, I don't know, expression. Anyway, so, sun, COVID, leisure, recap, Chaz Billingsworth, that's who. When I was quarantining in Texas, I started doing the energy between my quarantine partner and I brought out all of these characters. And she said to me at one point, she goes, "I think you're an actor pretending to be a writer." And I was like, "Thank you." So I just started doing this, it's not easy to put yourself out there. And I just did this character named Chaz Billingsworth. And this person who I'm very close with, I've known my whole life, was like, are you trying, I don't get what you're doing. Are you trying to emulate this person? Like, you're just so tone deaf right now, blah, 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 blah. And and I really bit into it, and I was about to just hit back really hard. And then I realized this person is in a state of high beta brainwaves, which is a very high state of fear and scared. And so I chose instead to listen compassionately. And, as a result, I deleted something on my Instagram story this morning. But here's the deal. I mean, I'm like living this insane life right now. Like I'm in this, living in Florida, and I am just an expression of source, and I am choosing joy every day. And what is happening right now in the world is a result of decades of a separation agenda, decades of oppression, and I'm a writer, and here I am, like, I trust where God, source, whatever, is placing me, and here I am in this insane, like, wealthy, opulent thing, and I'm living in like a 250 square foot apartment, 300 square feet. It's like, but I'm here for a reason, and I'm observing, and I will have at some point some very interesting things I hope to say from a social commentary perspective. And also, this character that I'm building is about social commentary. But, we are living right now in an absolutely insane moment of history. And maybe powers that be want us to be in fear, want us to be in lockdown, want us to be in separation because, let's face it, that's a really good way to control a population. Fear is the best way to control a population and to exert an agenda. So every day you have a choice to either to live in fear or to live in joy. So I've lived in fear and lack I'm just gonna keep saying this, but I've lived in fear and lack my whole fucking life. So I am choosing every day to do the opposite. And in my meditations, I create a future where I am abundant, where I am free, where I am all of these things I want to create, and I'm living it. So I'm trying to be the expression of this way of life, and to show, hopefully, show others that this is possible. You can create whatever you want. Granted, I'm a long way from where I want, but I have finally learned to trust the process, and I've learned to, it's not easy, and I've certainly had moments of fear amongst all this, but like, I am choosing every day to be the expression of joy and love. And we have a choice every single day. And I understand that a lot of people are struggling and are in fear. And I don't know what to say about that. All I can do is be my greatest expression of myself. So, if consciousness is a wave, right? There is a wave of fear sweeping across the world, especially the United States right now. The only way to combat that is with joy. It is a greater frequency Fear is a very low frequency, and that pulls you down. And when you link up with other people, and when you pay attention to the news, and not pay attention, it's okay to pay attention to the news. It's like when you get locked into the program, because we're all being fucking programmed. When you get locked into that, it brings your frequency way down. So, I mean, my friend Mandy said that we should, disengage from all social media that has negative, or stop following people that have negative messages. That's a great way to start. Take time out of your day to read spiritual texts or something like that, or to watch things that have a beautiful message of love and expansion and unity. Because, maybe I'm an idealist here, right? Okay, let's pretend that we have soul contracts and that we all come into the world to do something, for consciousness to experience itself, for consciousness to evolve. And we can call that God, we can call that whatever, the unified field, if you want to go science, whatever. Let's say that, I don't know, man, I'm just speaking here, but George Floyd had a soul contract to come in to the world. And this was his purpose, to wake people the fuck up. I'm going to hold on to love, and I'm going to hold on to hope and joy and trust. And I am going to believe that we are moving towards a greater future, and that for something new to be born, the old has to fall away. It's just the process of nature. So, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm not going to hopefully let people barf their fear and shit onto me. I'm going to attempt to be the expression of joy. And, I had to remind this person. I was like, do you not remember that when I was a kid, before soccer took over my life, I was like the star in every school play? Do you not remember that I was in a theatrical band? Do you not remember I took improv and acting classes? Like, that is a joyful expression for me. So, I can just put on this hat and become Chaz Billingsworth and fit into this fucking insane little world here. So anyway, I'm just going to keep doing. I'm going to keep observing. I'm going to keep writing. And, my goal and mission, hopefully, is to create a higher level, a higher wave of consciousness. And I can only do that by living the truth. If I just write about it, then I'm a fucking hypocrite. So I'm trying to live this. And anyway, thank you for listening. Ciao for now. I'm going to have a martini and some caviar, some beluga caviar I had shipped in from I don't know wherever it comes from. Beluga, Russia. Chaz Billingsworth here with the new edition of Palm Beach Fashion. Today we're talking about Palm Beach wear. Chaz Billingsworth here. Today we're talking about Palm Beach fashion. It's all about utility, comfort, and expression. Utility. Chaz Billingsworth here. Chaz Billingsworth here with a new edition of Palm Beach Today.